Welcome back to Miles Around. It's time for our second in the driver's seat, and we're going to hit up this. It's the BMW 650i. Now, this vehicle has been around in several different forms since 1976, but now it's leaner, meaner, and definitely the ultimate driving machine, right, Dennis?
Well, that would be one way to put it. You know, it's kind of hard to classify this car. It's a sport touring machine. It's a grand touring machine. How do you really put this car in one category? It has a great V8. It has BMW suspension and brakes that makes it part of that moniker, the ultimate driving machine. But it's so much more. It's comfortable. It's big in the front seat. You can stretch your legs out and go on a long road trip. How do you make a grand touring car better? You make it so the top folds up. This car, for me, could be the ultimate expression of how BMW takes everything that makes their cars great and put it in one good car. But now let's take a look under the hood.
Now we have the hood open of the BMW 650i. You can see the aluminum blocked V8, and this engine is one of the most powerful engines that BMW has in its lineup. But it has a lot to live up to. The previous incarnation of this engine was actually an International Engine of the Year, right, Dennis?
That's right. The original 4.4 was actually, by a panel of over 40 experts, given the Engine of the Year award. This motor, even lighter and even more powerful. 360 horsepower with 360 pounds-feet of torque. It's not the numbers, it's the smoothness. You know, you'd almost mistake it for a V12. Their double Vano system, which is a veritable valve system, and the way that BMW has tuned their fuel injection to make the horsepower not only usable at high RPMs, but the engine very trackable. So when you're around town, it doesn't want to lurch and jerk around like a high-performance motor. It's really about the grand touring feel, what I talked about just a minute ago. This car feels big, but yet is still very nimble. BMW has always known how to tune their suspension and their brakes to give you, I hate to say it, but the best of both worlds. With the 650 convertible, as far as performance and drive on the road, you can truly have your cake and eat it too. When you're talking about styling with this new 650i, it's really about heritage. Now, when I talk about what it means to me, I think Nick will come up with something along the same lines. This car really does encompass what is that 635 CSI. To me, one of the most beautiful BMW coupe or convertibles they've ever made. Now, they didn't make a 635 CSI convertible. They had a little bit more of a body structural problem back then, but the way this car takes classic lines, the long snout, the overhangs, and makes it modern is truly a state-of-the-art design. Nick?
That's right, Dennis. In fact, I challenge you to go to the internet and look up pictures of this vehicle when it was first incarnated in the 70s, and then put them side by side every time the vehicle was updated. And in every single picture, you will see the true classic design of the 6 Series, and it gets better and better and more modern. This vehicle is a vehicle which holds its lines from when it was first put together right until now. Great looks, and it also is something you want to be seen around town in.
Well, we're going to try the same test we did in that 335. Now, that car was designed to be a true 4 adult passenger vehicle. We'll see if this 6 Series can do the same thing. Now, it might take a little bit more squeezing, and it might take a little bit more for me to get in the back. But, you know, to tell you the truth, once you're back here, it's not a bad place to be.
One thing you'll hear from auto journalists all the time is things are right at your fingertips in cars. Well, it couldn't be more true in this vehicle. Not only with night vision and heads-up display, but the iDrive allows you to go through navigation, entertainment, and climate at your fingertips, not having to take your eyes off the road. It's one of the great benefits of BMW.
Before we leave the interior, I have to expand on something Nick just brought up, the night vision. In today's ultra-electronic, ultra-plugged-in world, everybody's looking for that next best thing. Now, this not only is something that's a whiz-bang factor or the gee-whiz factor, but it's also a safety factor. Driving at night can not only be dangerous, it can also be a little bit hard on the eyes. Now, to be able to see out in front of you and see a signature of something that you wouldn't see with just regular headlights, be it that this car has great HID headlights, is something that not only makes the car more luxurious, more state-of-the-art, but it also makes it safer.
Well, Dennis, I'm going to ask you for your 2 ups and your 1 down on this vehicle.
Well, my first up is this. When you're talking about sports cars versus grand touring cars, this is truly a grand touring car. It has trunk space, it has big room in the front, and it has that great big car feel, but yet it's nimble and powerful. My other up is the styling. Now, again, more and more I'm becoming more attuned with what Chris Bangle saw just a few years back when he started throwing things at me from left field. Now, my down, I think you and I might agree on this, so I'll let you do your ups first.
All right, my ups for this vehicle are, first of all, the whole package. The vehicle, I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't want one of these. They're really nice. Apart from maybe you have to take 7 people somewhere, it's the ultimate car for anybody. It's big, it's fast, it does everything you could possibly want it to do. My other up for this vehicle is something that's kind of old and not necessarily specific to this vehicle, but it's the iDrive. I'll tell you, BMW have done such a great job with this. It's easy to use. It does take a little bit of training, and it saves you so much hassle when you're driving around to navigate, do that climate, and also do your entertainment. Our downs?
What is our down?
Well, it's this. This is the down for me. Now, you might be wondering what this is. If you've never been in a BMW before, this is the cup holder, and it fits into a slot in the side of the vehicle. Now, it drives me crazy that BMW have a removable cup holder. They do things like the iDrive, and they can't engineer a cup holder that folds away.
$91,000. This is what you get for a cup holder. Maybe we're nitpicking, but we still love the 650i convertible. The 2007 BMW 650i convertible comes standard with a 4.8-liter dual overhead cam 32-valve V8 engine with a standard 6-speed automatic transmission. Its base price is $81,700 with an as-tested price of $91,720. EPA rating for city miles per gallon is 17, and EPA rating for highway is 25 miles per gallon.
Here are the guys that make miles around possible. The Russ Auto Group, Baxter Auto Parts, Northside Ford, Ray Reese Dealerships, 4 Wheel Parts Performance Center, Grand Prix Imports, and J. Lee's Auto Group. Thanks, guys.